How do you grow your business online? This is one of the top questions that I get all of the time, and it makes sense because that's what we are here to talk about. Hi there, if you are new here, I am Louisa Jo, and I am here to help you go from employee to entrepreneur by building your own online business. At this point, I have helped thousands of students and clients build their own online coaching and or consulting and or course businesses, and today we're going to talk about my best strategies and a high-level overview for how to grow your business online, get more traffic, and get more clients. So what this comes down to is I'm going to assume that you have a strong offer, that you have something that other people are willing to pay for, and you have a strong and systematized sales process. Whether that looks like you driving someone to a sales call with you, whether that looks like you having an automated set of emails and capturing someone's email from your website and driving them to some point of purchase, whatever that looks like. You do need to have those in place. If you're just starting out, it does not need to be that complicated. And I've got other videos for you to help you with that if you don't have that, which I will find after this video and link for you. So make sure you check those out if you need that. But assuming you have that, then what we get to focus on is traffic. Because ultimately, when you have a sales process and then that ends in the sale, what do you need to make more sales? You need to have more people going through your sales process. Simple math, right? So how do you do that? What I like to teach is what I call the three-prong approach. I know I got real creative with the name, and you're gonna love how much more creative I got with the naming of the three prongs, which are the short-term prong, the medium-term prong, and the long-term prong. But hey, it gets the point across. And so what that looks like is the short-term prong is where you start when you are growing your business. And this is what you're going to use most likely to get your first few clients and at least a few $1,000s in sales. This is where you are going to be doing kind of more of a push strategy where you're going to be doing a little bit of hustling. I don't love the connotations that word has, but that's the best way to describe it right now, where you are reaching out, connecting with potential clients and or people who can refer you to potential clients. So how do you do that? That looks like you reaching out to people who you know and asking them to refer you, creating this kind of referral system that drives a smaller volume of potential clients to you, but really high quality potential clients because they already kind of trust you, because you're coming to them through a referral from someone they trust, and they're excited and potentially ready to hear a lot more about working with you. You're also putting yourself out there and pitching yourself to potential clients. And that might be reaching out to people who you know, maybe your past employer, maybe people you know would love to get your help with whatever it is you help them with in your business, and letting them know, hey, here's my business, this is what I can help you with, would you like to learn more so we can talk about it? You're also putting yourself in front of your potential clients by pitching yourself to publications and platforms that have the audience of potential clients that are perfect and ideal for your business. So this can take a variety of forms. This can look like you finding people who have the right audience of your ideal clients, either within their own community, their email list, their social Facebook group, their Instagram account, whatever that looks like, and saying, hey, I'd love to share some free training with your audience on this content that I can help with, and in return all I ask is that I be able to share with them my email or a website link so that if they're interested in learning more about hiring you, they can go there. And so you would do that. You would pitch some of the places I talked about. You can also pitch podcasts, you can pitch media publications, you can pitch blogs. So those are the really most common ways in terms of the short-term prong. And the reason it's the short-term prong is because these are things that first take less time to get results, to get traction, right? You can go out there and ask for a referral today. You can pitch a potential client today. You can pitch any of the things that I mentioned today and hear back relatively quickly. And so the other thing is that you're going to see results relatively quickly from those strategies. So if you connect with a client through a referral or a potential client through a referral, or if you share some content with an online community or with a publication or a platform, once they share your content, you're going to know right away, okay, how many people found me through this thing that I just did and how many people became potential clients. So it's not something that requires you to sit back and wait for clients to come to you. That's more of the pull energy. So this is the push energy where you're doing the thing and it directly relates to you starting to drive a little bit of traffic and ideal clients back to your business, your sales process, and ultimately your sales. So that's the short-term prong. The medium-term prong is called that because it takes a little bit longer. However, the key I want you to notice is that not only do these prongs build on each other, but they are also what allow you to start getting results in your business without waiting months or years. We just talked about the short-term prong, which you can start doing right away, which you can start seeing results with right away. But there's another benefit, which is it helps you start learning more about your potential clients, getting clients, learning more about what drives them to buy from you, getting some revenue in your business as well. So all of those things then feed into your medium-term prong. And what that is, it's using social media. What that means is I recommend finding one social media platform where your ideal clients are spending their time on. So this goes back to knowing who your ideal clients are and what platform they prefer. And once you do that, you are going to start sharing content on that social media platform. Then with everything you're doing with your short-term prong, you're also going to drive those leads to your medium-term prong, your social media platform. So what that looks like is very simple. Let's say you talk to a potential client. They don't end up hiring you right away, but they're interested. So you say, hey, I totally get it. Take your time. In the meantime, you might want to follow me on Instagram, or you might want to join my Facebook group, or wherever you are building that one social media following first, and just let them know, hey, I'm going to be sharing great content on here consistently so that you can learn more. You can reach out to me again when you're ready. We can stay in touch and you can get lots of great content and teachings from me in the meantime. And so what that looks like is you getting clear on what that platform is for you and then getting started. Now, there are some pros and cons, and I'm just going to be super high level in terms of which one to choose. And so in general, for most businesses, where I recommend starting is on Facebook. Creating your own Facebook group. It's easier to get found. It's easier to start building your group because you can start connecting with other people in other groups as well, building those relationships, not spamming. I want to make that very clear, but building those relationships that help you become known and create your community and have people coming to you to join your Facebook group. Then once you do that, it's relatively easier to get people involved in your own group by sharing content, by talking to them, because it's a group, it's a community. That's the point of it. And so for most of my clients, and at this point, I've worked with students in well over 20 industries, and that for most of them is the best place to start. Now with Instagram, it's a little bit harder to quote unquote get found and to build your audience, but it absolutely still works. What you'll want to do is to get clear on the kind of content that you're going to create, which hashtags you're going to use, who exactly your specific audience is, how to speak to them, and start sharing the content that does so that they can find you and engage with you and learn more about you and how to potentially work with you. You'll want to use a combination of all of the features available on Instagram. That's the Instagram posts, IGTV, Instagram stories, and really every aspect of the platform. You might be able to use LinkedIn if you are doing something that is related more to career building. So I've worked with a lot of career coaches, and often they will share with their network if they can. Not everyone is comfortable doing that, but if they can, they'll start with a post that says, hey, I'm getting started on helping people with their own careers because I've done A, B, and C. If you're interested in getting my help with this because you know me, you're a part of my professional network, you know how good I am at career stuff, let me know and we can have a chat. And so that's how a lot of my career coaching students actually have gotten their first ever career coaching clients. I've also had, for example, an executive stress coach get her first client on LinkedIn, because that's a very corporate type of offer where she was talking about how she does stress coaching, she can help, and she was sharing content on LinkedIn just with her own network. And someone in her network, an executive, reached out and said, "Oh my gosh, I need this. How can we work together?" Right? So that's the type of offer and content I would share, if appropriate, if you're using LinkedIn. So those are the three I recommend starting with. Other platforms like YouTube, but in terms of sharing your video content, it just takes a little bit longer. You've got to create great videos. You have to feel comfortable on video, which a lot of people aren't initially. You have to edit your videos a little bit, have a semi-professional setup, at least have a good camera, some good lighting, right? And so that's a little bit harder to get started and be really consistent with. The Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn are often the easiest ones to start gaining some traction and to get started with as well, and to build a community. So those are the reasons why those are the top three I recommend, based on, again, you knowing your audience. And that was a super high level overview, but that's enough to get you started and give you an idea. I do have other really great videos as well with more detail on that, including my video on ways to create lots and lots of content no matter what social media platform you're using. And to do so quickly, by the way. So if you want help with that, I'll go ahead and link that video as well. All right, so that is the medium-term prong. And so we talked about how the short-term prong feeds into the medium-term prong. And then ultimately what you have is the long-term prong. And this is where most people when starting an online business want to end up. This is where you've got traffic coming to you pretty semi-automatically. Nothing is truly passive, but pretty regularly, consistently, and automatically. And you are able to send emails or create content in a really automated and systematized way and sell your offers, whether that's a coaching offer or a course offer, without having to do a lot of manual stuff or quote unquote hustle. And what that looks like is you're going to, after the short and medium term prong, you're going to know enough about your audience and who buys from you and what draws them to buy from you to put that into a systematized funnel type of, let's just call it funnel, really. And what it is, it's not complicated. It's just an automated, systematized process that you use to bring someone from being brand new to you to learning more about you and how you can help them to buying from you if they want. And so a really common way that I help my clients do this is to create a webinar sequence where you've got a great video that explains how you help someone and if they want to work with you, how they can do so, and then an invite to do that. So that's a sales call, maybe to schedule a sales call with you if you sell coaching, or linking to your sales page if you're selling a course. And then you've got a front end offer on your website that, and when I say offer, I mean just some free training, whether that's the webinar or something else that leads into that system, so that someone who is interested will give you their email address in return for that free content, which allows you to send them more information about the sales process that we just talked through. I've got a really great video on that as well, so I will link that if you want more detail there too. All right, so whatever that looks like, you're gonna set that up. It's gonna be really systematized. And then what that allows you to do is to spend all your time driving traffic to that. And this is where things start getting more scalable and more systematized. So some of the most common ways to do this are through paid advertising, where you put in money and that allows you to buy traffic. It's a lot faster, it's a lot more scalable often, especially when you're starting out, than the short and medium term prongs. The reason why you don't start out with this is because you need to first learn about your audience and learn enough about what drives them to buy from you to create that sales process, to be able to create great ads so that you're not just pouring money down the drain and not getting results, which unfortunately I do see happen to a lot of new business owners. And so once you have those learnings and that revenue to invest in paid advertising from the short and medium term prong, what you're going to do is work on paid advertising to really scale up your business traffic and results. And two of the most common places are Facebook ads and YouTube ads, right? You can also, I mean, there are lots of different options, to be honest, but those are two of the most common ones that I recommend my students start with, especially Facebook ads. And so that's a really great way. Long term, you might also be doing driving search engine traffic. Now, this takes a lot longer to build up and see results. For me personally, it took about a year and a half of really consistent monthly 2,000 word plus blog posts. I mean, you can go to my blog and check it out. It's really detailed, great content and written and optimized specifically for search as well, not to mention some great website history, my website having been around for a long time, me being featured on other media publications to show Google, hey, this person's legit, before I started seeing results. So that's why that's also not something I recommend that you start out with in the beginning of your business. It takes a lot of time, money invested, energy, and it simply just takes time to build up. It's I don't want to say impossible, but it's not common to really be able to condense your results and speed it up in that way. And so that's another really common option that's it's gonna take time, but once you put in the time and scale it, that's really gonna allow you to scale your business faster and much in a bigger way than the short and medium term prongs, right? So that's another way. And then another way that you can do it, the third way in the long-term prong, is to really start creating affiliate partnerships where you are reaching out to people who have audiences maybe the same size as yours, or maybe even slightly smaller, or maybe even slightly bigger or way bigger. It really is up to you and the relationships that you're building. People who have audiences filled with your ideal clients and who do something that doesn't directly compete with you, so that your services are complementary. And what you can do is you can work with them to build a partnership to have them refer their audience to you in return for most likely a referral commission. So a really common thing, for example, is if you have a course, you can say, hey, so-and-so, if you share this, my webinar funnel with your audience, and anyone who ends up buying a course who finds me from your audience, I will pay you 50% commission on that course sale. You can do a smaller commission for a coaching referral. More common is anywhere from 10% or less, depending on the price of your coaching. But what that does is it really, all of those things that affiliate partner is doing to drive traffic to their business, you get the benefit of, because they are then driving their audience directly to you. And so those three are some of the most common ways to really start building your business traffic in a really strategic, long-term, massively scalable way. However, you don't start there because, well, for paid traffic, we already talked about, you have to learn a little bit more about your audience so that you're not just going in blind and hoping for the best. For search traffic, that takes more time and energy and getting really good and relatively efficient and fast at creating good content. And then for affiliates, they want to see that you have a track record. They want to know that your product has already been proven, that you have a lot of testimonials, that you know what kind of sales they can expect based on their audience size before most people are going to be willing to add you and promote you in their business. And so what that looks like is those are really the main ways to drive traffic for your online business. And again, you'll see that those three prongs, one step at a time, so that you're balancing immediate results with long-term results. Immediate results that you trade a little bit more hustle for, with long-term results that are a lot more manual, a lot less manual, a lot more automatic, and a lot more scalable, right? And so that's the overview. Now, that is it for today. What I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to link the videos that I mentioned throughout this video, so that if you want more detail on any of the specifics, you can go and check those out. But I wanted to make sure that you had a high-level overview, because that's where it starts. If you're just jumping into one tactic but not understanding where it falls into place, that's where I see so many people get tripped up, where they're stuck on the short-term prong and thinking they're going to have to do this for forever. Or they try and jump into the long-term prong and then they mess up because of not having enough data, as we talked about just a minute ago. And so with that, that's what you want to be thinking about. All right, so I've got a few other things for you. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit subscribe to be notified each week when I release a brand new video on building your own online business and going from employee to entrepreneur. I've also got a great PDF with a roadmap on how to build a six-figure online coaching business that helps you create enough escape velocity and momentum to break free from the 9-to-5 and replace your income. So if you want that PDF, I'll put the link in the description below so you can go ahead and check it out. All right, that's it for today. As always, thanks so much for being here, and I will see you next time.